If your child suffers with chronic ear infections, you know the drill all too well. Endless nights of pain and tears, back-to-back rounds of antibiotics, and the looming threat of a surgery. And if your feed popped this video up, you are probably tired of the Band-Aid solutions that never address the root cause. And if you've experienced this just even once or twice as a parent, you start to begin to worry every single time they get a slight bit of congestion or they get a common cold, thinking that just like times in the past, it may spill over and build up into a chronic ear infection again and again. And for many parents, that is exactly the case. Round after round of infections, followed by round after round of pediatrician appointments, ER visits, and of course, round after round of antibiotics. And all of those nasty side effects that really go alongside them. Now, by age 3, it's estimated that 80% to 90% of kids will experience at least one ear infection. Now, the real question we as parents and even as doctors should be asking is, what is the difference about the 1 out of 10 kids that do not get an ear infection? And if you'd like to stop this cycle of chronic ear infections or chronic sickness and prevent them altogether in the first place, then you've got to keep watching. Now, many parents often don't know that there is a way to break free from this cycle of suffering without relying on drugs or invasive procedures. So let's reveal the hidden cause behind most chronic ear infections, and let's allow you guys to know about a natural, drug-free approach that's helping many kids find lasting relief. Now, this is for all the parents of children who are struggling with chronic ear infections, who are really seeking answers beyond antibiotics or surgery. And if you're tired of temporary fixes and want to address the underlying root cause of your child's reoccurring ear infections, then this information is truly for you. We're going to explore the surprising link between poor drainage and subluxation and chronic ear infections. You'll really learn how birth interventions like early life stressors can really set the stage for these issues in the first place, and also we're going to allow you to discover how neurologically-focused chiropractic care can really help restore your child's natural drainage and let their immune system thrive. So let's kick this lesson off with an inspiring story of one of our patients, Luca. Now, before chiropractic care, Luca would get ear infection after ear infection, and every time he got sick, he'd get one. And at one point, he had 5 infections in just 4 months. And Luca's mom felt so bad because he'd wake up in the middle of the night screaming, writhing in pain, and even after going on antibiotics, it would just clear up the infection and come right back again with the next cold or virus that he would have. And he was on antibiotics for back-to-back months, 4 months, and she knew that it wasn't good for him in the long term, but didn't really know any other options. Now, their pediatrician suggested that going to an ENT for tubes in his ears or some other sort of surgery, but mom didn't really want to go that route. If she didn't have to, she wanted to try to avoid it. And after hearing about pediatric chiropractic, she reached out to see if chiropractic care could help with recurrent ear infections. And really, from her first encounter with a care advocate at Pinnacle, she felt like her concerns were finally heard for the first time. And at Pinnacle Chiropractic, she knew that based off of that experience, many kids just like Luca had help in the office. And mom felt hopeful that we would be able to really help her baby. And when mom saw Luca's scans, she was shocked to see and finally had answers, and she saw lots of red. And when the meaning behind the scans and that red was explained to her, it all clicked and made total sense why his body wasn't able to fight off these ear infections easily. And since they started chiropractic care, Luca hasn't had a single ear infection. And of course, he still gets sick, like most kids do, especially preschoolers, but the colds never turn into those pesky ear infections, and he also seems to be able to get over illnesses way quicker. Now, mom believes that his overall immune system is stronger than it ever has been, and because he's experienced less frequent illnesses since they've been doing consistent chiropractic care. Now, when he does catch something, with a couple extra boost adjustments, gets him over the hump, and he's back and good to go and really healing really quickly. So there is hope for parents. There are many ways to help kids get through ear infections without antibiotics without surgeries and all of the side effects that come along with them. Now, the natural solutions and options not only help get through the challenges, but you're going to find that they're going to make the body stronger as a result of it. And chronic ear infections occur when there is this buildup of fluid and inflammation and swelling that block the eustachian tubes, leading to pressure and pain in the middle of your ear. And this condition, for doctors, is known as chronic otitis media. Now, there are 3 primary causes of chronic ear infections, and they are often tied back to something we call here subluxation. Now, first is poor plumbing or poor drainage, and that results or can result from a misalignment causing extra tension and inflammation and really limited movement of nerves and muscles that supply the inner ear, and leading to this buildup of fluid essentially. Now, second is subluxation. It causes the body to have an excessive sympathetic or fight or flight state, and it leaves them in a high inflammatory state, producing extra mucus, and as a result, in a sense, it's double trouble. And lastly, the world we live in has a ton of toxins, sugar, dairy, and so forth to stir the pot and make things worse. So big picture, antibiotics and fever reducers do not take the root cause head on. Instead, what they do is they're going to weaken your gut, weaken your immune system over time, and they are a major reason for chronic ear infections continuing to come back again and again. In the same way, many families have gone gluten-free, dairy-free, added tons of supplements, essential oils, and so forth, and still struggle, showing that those things may not be helping or may be helping, but do not address the real root cause, especially when we're talking about subluxation. Our adjustments are designed to provide 2 main things that help kids and patients get to the other side of their ear infections without drugs, without surgery. Number 1, they increase drainage and plumbing by getting things moving and clear once again, often immediately. Number 2, they balance out the nervous system and help reduce that sympathetic fight or flight state that they're stuck in, reducing inflammation and just overall allow stress and tension to go away from the body. Now, in our office, the path to natural solutions in overcoming chronic ear infections begins with our insight scans. It happens in this room right here. And these scans are what they do is they directly measure stress, tension, and inflammation within the body, and also subluxation. That so often builds up, especially in the upper neck of infants and children that are struggling with those chronic ear infections we're talking about, stemming all the way back to birth interventions like forceps, vacuum, extraction, C-section, and that all creates physical tension, twisting, and pulling up on the neck and the middle ear areas, leading to all this trouble in the first place. So to learn more about how chiropractic care can help your child, help your family overcome these challenges, and get your child, go ahead and get them scheduled for their neurological insight scan so we can get to the bottom of this for you. Go ahead and hit the link below to learn more today.